Good morning. I got my walking stick. Good morning, my friends, my family, babes, beasts, bots, people, and everyone in between. This is Jordan from Without Bounds. Without Bounds now on Instagram. Good morning. I've got my walking stick. Hope you're doing well. Hope that you are having a good morning, my friend's family, my family, all those who joined today, all those who watch this in the future. Today is a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me, Aaron. Hope your day is going well. Hope that there is a sunshine over in your part of the state. Today is a nice day. It is Tuesday, whatever, 2019. Good morning, Hypno Elixir, my man, all the way from Poland. Good morning, Sarah Louis. We've got Without Bounds really pulling in full force today. We've got America, we've got Poland, and some other places in America. We're really pulling strong today. Today, I want to talk about relationships. I want to talk about what has made my relationship so powerful, what has made my relationship so successful. I want to talk about a little bit of love and how a lot of bit of work goes a long way. Yes, finally made it. Happy to have you, man. Happy to have you. Good to have you back. So, I have been with my woman now for, it'll be 6 years in like less than 2 weeks. So, woo! Yeah! It has been one of the major milestones of my young adult life. You know, my grandparents, they were married at like 19 and 20, at least one set of my grandparents, and they were together until the day they died, and they were 70 when they passed. They were together. If they were still alive, they'd have been together for over 60 years. Good morning, Nathan. Happy to have you along for the ride. So we're talking about love today. We're talking about how to make love work in our lives, and I am almost crossing the 6-year mark with my woman. We had years ago, back in 2015, good morning, Derek. We had split for about 4 months. We had fallen into a spiral of deep despair, and we had stopped for a moment. And one of the things that really started making my relationship transform was the other half of Without Bounds, my brother, man, and best friend, who hopefully joins us later. But when I had split from my woman, we had really gotten lost in our minds. You know, I don't know if you have this problem where you've got one story in your head of how things are and why things are the way that they are, and your spouse or partner or someone you care about has a completely different story about why things are the way that they are. And more than that, good morning. Happy to have you along. We're talking about love this morning, talking about how to make relationships work. So in my experience, I had thoughts about my woman. I had thoughts about why she was doing the things that she was doing, why she wouldn't care about me in certain ways, why she wouldn't provide certain kinds of love that I was seeking. And she was wondering the same thing, why I didn't get it. She was wondering if she was good enough for me. She was wondering all these things that I didn't even realize was bothering her. I didn't realize that she had a worthiness problem. I didn't realize that she felt like, you know, why is he choosing me every day? Why is he with me? You know, does he really love me? It's like, of course, I choose you every day. I show up, don't I? But that's part of the problem, is that we show up and we don't go above and beyond. We don't really seek to connect with the person. We think that this person loves us the way that we want to be loved. And if you're lucky, you might find someone who loves you the way you want to be loved. That is certainly a blessing. But in my experience, love comes in many different sizes, languages, dialects, and tones. And if you can learn your spouse, your partner, your lover's tone, their the way that they choose to love, their language, then you are you're deploying the power inside you to make connections stick and to make the relationship something super special. So when my brother man Jim, my partner, yes, you are a lucky man, brother. Laura is a true gem. So when Jimmy had pulled me aside one night, we were standing where I used to live on my balcony, and he says to me, Jordan, I get that, Jess is out of the picture. Her name is Jessica. I know Jess is out of the picture right now, but just because she's gone, what really changes about you? He goes, how do you know that it's not going to just happen with the next girl that you end up with? How do you know that you're really not just going to repeat the same cycle? And I had to take a deep, long pause. I was a little angry because I thought, well, I broke up with her. I removed the problem. And he's like, well, I hate to break it to you, brother, but there's no such thing as external problems. And that's when it hit me. This was early on in our friendship, early on in our journey together with personal development, with learning spirituality, learning how to see eye to eye on many different kinds of spiritual ideas. And he was so right. He was speaking so much wisdom from a place on high, reminding me that there are only internal problems, meaning the way that we see things, the way that we perceive and react to things is up to us. Yes, the world might be presenting us some pretty messed up things, but it's on us to figure out how to respond and be the solution to those problems. So in my life, I found myself resistant to this idea that I could be the solution to why I was suffering in my relationship. And of course, we weren't together at that time, and it gave me pause to reflect. It gave me space to really ascertain what went wrong. And part of it was that I didn't know how to embody my own masculine. So here's another reason how relationships can really begin to flourish. It's that in most relationships, excuse me, my throat's a little dry. Sorry. In most relationships, the struggle is to maintain what's called polarity. So I don't know if any of you have heard of this. I don't know if any of you know about it. If you do, feel free to type your experience with creating what's known as friction, not just in the sheets, but friction in the heart, and the kind of friction that is magnetic, the kind of friction that, allows sexual tension to be there, allows tension of vision, tension of heart, tension of mind. And it's a healthy kind of tension. And it's polarity, and it's the polarity of being masculine and feminine, meaning one of you in the relationship is a dominant masculine force and the other is a dominant feminine force. Now, typically, we who have dangly bits are the more masculine. Typically, those without the dangly bits have the more feminine energy. And we live in a world today that is dangerously divided on what men should be like and how women should be living their lives. Now, this is not a social commentary on, toxic masculinity or toxic femininity, if there is such a thing. But the idea is that we've made it harder for men to be men and we've made it harder for women to be women. We've sort of neutralized, and we're trying to, there's this force in our society right now, a very loud minority that's trying to neutralize the sexual energy and the polarity of our people. But thank God, we're in a group. Yeah, they're trying something like that, brother, something like that. But the way that you can help your relationship, the way that you can help your relationship grow, especially if you're a woman, is to understand that your man might be suffering from a lack of validation of his manliness. And likewise, men, your woman might be closing off from that which makes her feminine. So what are the things that make us masculine? What are the things that make men masculine? Well, one is a purpose, a fucking mission, having a direction in your life, having a reason to wake up every day. You know, we're trying to create a new manliness in this world where we're vulnerable, but we'll get to that later. But men like to do stuff. We focus on things. We focus on we focus on purposes. We need to have something where we're narrowly driven on something. And men need to feel useful. They need to work. They need to be solutions oriented. And women, while it's not like women don't need to be solutions oriented or don't need to be focused and driven. It's that women have a more nurturing side. Women have a much more emotionally connected side. And women represent the force of movement and change. So it's dancing, it's singing, it's fun, it's makeup, it's dressing up, it's these things that really bring out your own inner light, that helps others see what you see and what others want to see, what you want others to see. You know, there is this dynamic, this difference between us, and it's important to honor that difference, important to validate that difference in those, you know, with whom you are in relations. So in my life, you know, part of embracing my own masculinity meant embracing more certainty. Embracing, you know, when she asks you what you want to do today, what you want for dinner, it's like, have a fucking answer. You know, you can't just say, I don't know all the time. Because if you do, you're ceding, meaning you're handing over the masculine energy to her, especially if she has to be the one to make the decision. And let's face it, ladies, you're asking the question because you want the man to shine the light in the darkness. It's subconscious. It's definitely something that we're not all aware that's happening between us, but many women are seeking the certainty of their men. They're seeking men to have answers. You know, that's why we're solution oriented. Good morning. We're talking about relationships. We're talking about how to make your relationship stronger. We just talked about polarity. We talked about keeping men and women on their right poles, meaning having men act in their masculine, women act in their feminine. You know, there are men who will certainly be more feminine and will be activated by their feminine. You know, think of gay couples. There definitely is polarity in a gay couple, both for men and for women. So, you know, in a heterosexual couple, we'll use that as I guess we can call it the norm, but it's not really the norm as much anymore. But even in homosexual couples, polarity is a necessity. So what's the danger of not creating polarity in your relationship? Well, I have a dear friend who suffers from neutrality in her relationship, where she embodies a lot of masculinity, for better or worse, while her man embodies a lot of femininity, for better or worse. And it causes her a lot of pain, because she would much rather be the feminine in this relationship. She'd much rather, you know, be girly and do girly things and have the chance to let her man be, you know, her man. But I think that there's somewhat of a lack of awareness on his part that causes him to shy away from, you know, what he might perceive to be a toxic version of himself. And, you know, not to say that he couldn't reclaim that. It's just at this point, I think he's having to learn through pain and through her pain that his actions, his perceptions of his own masculinity need to heal so that he can return to his own powerful light. So we've got polarity, and by restoring polarity in my relationship, I return to my own, you know, my own level of certainty, the being the light in her life, and I helped her return to that beautiful change agent, that beautiful dancing, dazzling woman who brightens my day and relies on me to to listen to her, to be the one to watch the storm that is her emotions and her life, but also to be the rock that storm dances around, the rock of light and certainty. I know rocks aren't really that full of light, but this is a glowing rock today. Anyway, sorry if it's really loud. I guess they're doing some road work over here. Anyway, after polarity comes, and this is one of the trickiest ones for men, is straight up vulnerability. You know, this is certainly inspired by Brené Brown. This is inspired by so many amazing people who have revealed the power of what it means to let your guard down, and to let your guard strategically in service to someone you love, someone who needs to see a side of you that really knows struggle. That's okay, brother. Have a great one and enjoy your life, enjoy your relationship. Hope it's good. So let me just cross the street here and not die. Good morning. Well, how are you? So, vulnerability. So, I've discovered that I have a tendency to bottle things up. I don't know if you do. If you do, thumbs up below or thumbs down. It's not the healthiest personality trait when we bottle things up. Sometimes we bottle things up so much that we end up resenting people. We end up resenting them for misunderstanding us, for mistaking us. We resent others for just not being on the same page as us. And my own lack of vulnerability, my own lack of emotionality and exposing my how I feel has been a cause of true pain for others, because others just see this, they see this just plain-faced, not really moving, doesn't really look like there's any affect, but it's like I'm either happy or stoic-faced. I guess those are my poles when people see me. But in reality, on the inside is suffering. It's normal people shit. It's the story that plays in my mind, the story that tries to make sense of things. And luckily through meditation, I've come to really understand that story and how to disarm it from ruling my life. But it doesn't mean that other people aren't living with their own story. And vulnerability is about exposing what that story is and revealing to someone else, hey, I've actually been thinking and feeling this way for a while, and I really would love to get on the same page as you, because if I'm wrong about what I'm thinking, I need to clear that up, and I would like you to help bring some clarity into that. And it goes both ways. It's much less about a polarity thing at this point as it is, let's call it, there's a map inside the mind that represents the world. It's like a globe, if you take the globe and you try to match it onto the world, it's not going to be a one-to-one match. It's not an exact fit. So with that in mind, because it's not an exact fit, your job is to figure out where the map is mismatched to the territory, meaning reality itself. But the problem, the danger of all this, the danger of living in our heads and living in the map, is that we're dealing with other maps. So there are two maps that might share the same bed that aren't going to the same place. The destination is not the same on the GPS. And we're both meandering through life in a partnership or in a relationship where we're not communicating what's on the map. And you can clear that up by being vulnerable, by exposing to your lover, your partner, hey, this is the way that I'm thinking, help me clear it up. Am I wrong about this? You might be. You might also be very right. You might be extremely surprised to find out, that your maps are in perfect alignment, or that your maps are completely out of sync. Just give me a second here. Morning. So we have these two elements, these two ways of understanding how to improve our relationships today. And I challenge you to seek polarity in your relationship, if you're the woman, then embody it, dance a little bit, help your man bring out his certainty, help your man bring out that roaring goodness, that love, that really genuine, gentle but tough love. And men, roar a little bit, give that energy, press your chest up against hers, make sure that she knows that you have a warmth that you want to give, that you want to be a light for her. At the same time, men, women, and everyone in between, be ready to show yourself, show your true colors. Don't bottle things up. Tell him what's going on in your mind. Reveal the story, reveal the map, so that you guys can look at the map and say, oh, you've been going east this whole time when I've been going north. It's time to realign and get on the same page. Get on the same page as to where we're going. Do we want to get married? Do we want to stay together? Do we want to spend more time with our children? Do we want to make dietary changes together? Do we need to make monetary changes together? And what are we willing to sacrifice to commit it? What are we going to do to make sure that our family has food to eat? What are we going to do? Just have the open conversations, be vulnerable, and be open to change. Be open to love. Because when you open those gates, when you're vulnerable, when you've created polarity, that's the only thing that could flow. It's love. So we've come to that point today in our journey together. We've had people from around the world check in. We've had people from home here in America. Oh, fuck my stick. No. Anyway, let's do some loving kindness meditation. Let's focus on creating that connection, that continuity with each other. If you've never done the loving kindness meditation before, it is quite easy, quite simple, and it will change your life forever. It can reduce anxiety by 20% if you do it 20 minutes a day. That's right. You can reduce your suffering by a lot if you do this. Yes, have a great one, brother. Be well. So, let us begin. What you have to do is call an image of someone who it's easy for you to love in your mind. So, you can do this with eyes open, but I prefer that you do this with eyes closed. You close your eyes and you call an image of someone who it's easy for you to love. Someone you might admire, someone you care about, someone you might not even know. But today, let's call to mind someone you truly love. Someone you want your relationship with to grow stronger. Because here's a bonus for you. For those of you who stayed, for those of you who are watching now, if you pray for your lover, statistically, meaning if you meditate on them with this loving kindness meditation, you will increase the likelihood that you'll stay together and increase the love between you. And this is also my secret weapon as to why I believe my relationship is so powerful today, is because I have actively wished well-being to my woman, actively wished well-being to us, and I let her know, like, hey, I'll be meditating on you and praying for you. And it leaves her in a space where she realizes this person thinks about me and cares about me. Not only does he care about me, but he wants me to be happy. So if you know this prayer, if you know this meditation, it goes a little something like this. You call them to mind, and with each phrase that I repeat, just imagine them experiencing this. When I say may you be happy, imagine this person being happier. You might even feel the corners of your own mouth lift up in joy. So go ahead, close your eyes, call this person to mind, and let's begin. With the voice of your mind, repeat, may you be happy. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be peaceful. May you embody the energy, the sexual energy you need. May you find strength in vulnerability. May you be happy. May you escape the greatest sorrows of this life. May you be open to greater love. May you be happy. And really get into it. You know you're doing this right when you feel it. When you really want this person to be happy. May you be abundant, wealthy, successful, and prosperous. May you be happy. May all your hopes, dreams, wishes, and aspirations be realized in this lifetime. May you be happy. May you be blessed with loving kindness, well-being, and compassion for yourself, for me, and for others. And may I protect you, keep you, provide for you, love you, and help you achieve your greatest dreams. And may you wish this for yourself and all beings and creatures. Now, let us close out our time together. Let us pray, let us meditate on love itself, on those who are in this world and experiencing a lack of love, experiencing a dearth of love in their life, experiencing pain for their longing. Let us meditate on these individuals together. So call to mind this planet and all the beings and creatures who are suffering from a lack of love today. To all beings and creatures who are suffering with a lack of love today, may you all be happy. May you all be peaceful. May you all be filled with love. May you find the greatest love in yourself and find a person who loves you deeply. May you be inspired to love. May you be free of your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual suffering. May you escape the greatest sorrows of this life. May your relationships be deep, meaningful, and filled with connection. May you be free of suffering. May all your hopes and dreams be realized in this lifetime. And may I protect you, keep you, and help you achieve your greatest dreams. And may these words send love to you and help you achieve love in your life. May your cup always be filled with love and light. May you be blessed for now and always. And may you wish this for yourself and all beings and creatures. My friends, my Without Bounds community, my Hugh family, thank you for joining me this morning. Thank you for choosing to heal, uplift, and empower yourself, your world, your life. Thank you for choosing yourself. Thank you for choosing me and this morning. Thank you for choosing this day to elevate your spirit, to elevate your life. Congratulations on joining me for another day. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the week. You can join me here again at 8 in the morning, give or take. And I will see you soon. Signing out. Be well. Stick says goodbye. Forever. Be well.